Hi, cousins. I am so excited to teach you what I have to teach you today. Now, I'm Diana from 7 Minute Family History. Me and my family, we teach you how to do your family history in 7 minutes or less. So, today's lesson, this is something that I teach on maybe a fifth Sunday or in a ward or in a small group setting, but I'm excited to teach you today how to do this. Do you sometimes feel like this? Are you stressed? Do you have a lot going on in your life? Let's be honest, between work and family and children and volunteering and church callings and oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on of all the things. We can feel like this a lot. Now, I want you to think about, what do you need right now? What do you need in your life? Do you need more peace? Do you need more love and joy? Do you need more of a feeling that you are making a difference? Do you need more inspiration and creative ideas? What is it you need individually? Now, what if I had a magic recipe to help with all of these and more? Would you be interested? And this recipe is only 5 words, and it can be done in less than 7 minutes a day. And it'll help with all those things that you might need in your life right now. Would you be interested? Well, those 5 words are temple and family history work. It's that easy. And we can be blessed in so many ways if we do those 5 words. And I'm going to teach you today how to do them simply, easily, and fit it into your busy schedule. So think about what you need right now. When we show the Lord that we are serious about helping our ancestors, the heavens will open and we will receive all that we need. Now, Wendy Watson Nilsson taught that. So think about what you need back in the first slide. And how can you be blessed by doing family history work in those aspects? Studies show there are 3 main reasons people avoid doing family history. Now think for a second what they might be. I'll give you just a second. The 3 main reasons are: it's confusing, people think that it will take too much time, and they don't know where to start. Do you fall into any of those aspects? Which ones are you avoiding doing family history? What if I could make it easy to understand, teach you how to incorporate it into your daily routine, and show you where to start? Would you be interested? Would you do it? Well, welcome to the Fast Track Family Tree Method. This approach will help make temple and family history work easy and simple to do. By the end of this lesson, I'm going to promise you this: you will know how to make family family history a part of your busy life. Are you guys ready? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to teach you this. First of all, you're going to focus on yourself. Now, what does that mean? Focus on yourself. I want you to imagine a chain. I have a picture of one there. And each link is a person in your family. Now, your ancestors go way, way back on the chain, and your descendants go way, way forward on the chain. And you are that middle link. They call it the welding link. So you're going to focus on yourself, because guess what? Family history starts with you, nobody else. It does not start with your parents. It does not start with your grandparents. It starts with you. So what are you going to do? Here's a list of things, some things you can do for your family history. Keep a journal of any kind. Now, this could be a weekly journal, a daily journal, a gratitude journal, a travel journal, a spiritual journal. The list goes on and on and on of things that you could journal about. Keep a scrapbook or many scrapbooks. I have a lot. I really, really love scrapbooking. So I have a lot of those. Write your personal history. Now, what does that mean? It does not mean you have to do a 100-page life history. No, it means write down the funny stories that you have. You know those ones that are shared when when you're together with your family and everybody says, "Oh my gosh, do you remember the outhouse story?" Or do you remember the story that so and so said about the fire or whatever it is? Those funny stories, write them down. You can also include your trials and your successes. Now, one of the things, and I don't have a slide for it, but the more children know about the trials and successes of their parents and grandparents, the more successful they will be. So that's our goal, is to have successful children. Record your audio memories or record your audio of your life history. It can be really easy to do, especially now that we have technology with phones and things like that. And it can even transcribe it for you. Compile a memory box of records. Now I have multiples of these, and if I have a picture or a certificate my kids have got, or a drawing they did, or a report card that I had when I was a kid, or things like that, I just throw them into a box and compile them into my box of records, and then go through them and put them together and figure out where they're going to fit in my life history and what I would like to do with them. Labeling photos. Now, this one honestly can take a long time sometimes, depending on how many photos you have and how many different people you have photos of. So, what I do is I label photos, or I label people on my Google Photos. And a lot of other storages, cloud storages, they have it where you can label the people, and then it'll find them because it searches through the photos, and it'll find the people and it'll tag them for you so that you can have all the people tagged. The next one is vlog. And if you don't know what that is, that's a video blog, or just do videos of yourself. And there's so many more that you can do. And so think about it. Think of what you can do for your family history. Now, Spencer W. Kimball said, "I promise you that if you keep a journal, that if you will keep your journals and records, they will indeed be a source of great inspiration to your families." So, what are you doing for yourself to be a great inspiration to your families? Okay, our next one is A, access ordinances ready. Now, what does that mean? What is ordinances ready? Well, ordinances ready is a program that is put together in Family Search Tree app, where you can find names to take to the temple quickly and easily. If you're on your way to the temple, you can grab a name as quick as you can. You don't have to print them at home. You can print them at the temple. You can also print them at home if you decide to. So I want you to pull out your phone, because you're going to follow along with me on your phone. And I want you to pull it out to do these things with me. So you're going to open the Family Search Tree app. Now, I hope that you can have access to it and that you can open it up and that you're logged in. If you are, then you're going to go to, this is how it looks on an Android. ISO, it looks a little different. There's a temple icon at the bottom for ISO for Apple products. This is Android. You're going to open up the 3 hamburger lines at the top. That's what they call them. And you're going to click on temple. And then it'll bring up this list like I have here. And then you're going to click on ordinances ready. So if you need to pause this video to do that, you're welcome to. So then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to select, because it pops up and it says select an ordinance to reserve. So you're just going to select one of the ordinances that you're going to go to the temple for. Baptism, confirmation, initiatory, endowment, sealing to parent, sealing to spouse, any of those. You're going to click that, and then it's going to give you the names so that you can take them to the temple. So part of A for access ordinances ready is go to the temple often. Now, whatever that means for you, that's what you're going to do, because that is where the blessings come. Now, the first time I taught this lesson, I taught it to some friends, and Nanette is my friend's name, and she had never ever been able to find an ordinance to do for a family member. And she opened it up and she was able to find 2 initiatories to do for the appointment that she already had for that week. And she called me and texted me. She called me after we had done the lesson and she said, "Diana, I found 2 names. I can't believe it. I have never, ever found names before to do for family ordinances." So then later that week, she texted me and she said she had the most beautiful experience doing the temple ordinances for those people. So I challenge you to go find some names. Now, where does Family Search pull these from? What it does is it pulls them from names that maybe you have submitted to the temple and to Family Search. It pulls them from family groups. So if you're a member of a family group and maybe you're not, and if you're not, that's okay, then it pulls them from those. It pulls them from your family tree. It literally just searches your entire family tree to find some names. It'll also pull them from people in your area, like in your stake or in your ward. So there are times when maybe you're not related to that person, but someone else has submitted those names to the temple and to Family Search so that you can take and do those the temple work for them. But honestly, I really like going and seeing how I'm related to the people and maybe reading their stories because I like to find out about them. Okay, Richard G. Scott said, "I can think of no greater protection from the influence of the adversary in your life than when you do temple and family history work." Isn't that awesome? I love that. So, the next one on our fast track is memories. So, you're going to grab your phone again and you're going to open it to your family tree. And I'm actually going to open mine so that I can show you. And what you should see is here, open your family tree, and you should be in that spot in the middle. See, I'm in my spot in the middle, and it should have you. Now, if there's not a picture, you're going to add a picture of yourself. And you can see videos on my channel, my YouTube channel, on how to do that. But you should be in that spot. So you're going to pick someone, select an ancestor from your tree, preferably somebody with a photo. Okay. And I just want you to pick one person that has a photo. And then you're going to click on them to view them. And then, so I'm going to click my ancestor. And then I'm going to scroll across the top to memories. You see where the arrow is pointing on my slide? You're going to scroll across the top to memories. Then, drum roll. All you have to do is look at one photo and read one story. That's it. It's that easy. You don't have to do the research. You don't have to do the spending 20 hours doing it and trying to find the one person that you're never going to find because the records in who knows where got destroyed in a hot fire and someone else did never find them either. You're just going to read a story and look at a photo. That's it. Because the heart of family history work is in the stories that bring our ancestors to life. It's learning about their lives and discovering how their experiences shaped our own lives. The genealogy research will naturally follow. And you guys, this is so true. When my grandma, in fact, this is my grandma, I'll show you a picture of her. If it loads, there we go. This is my grandma that told me the story of the ancestor who pulled a handcart across the plains and he only had one arm. And I don't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning or not, but she passed away soon after that. So I don't have very many more memories of her. And I have very few memories of her because I was so young when she passed away. But through reading her stories and her life histories, I have really, really gotten to know her, and she has become a dear friend. This is a quote from Henry B. Eyring. "Learn stories about their lives. Those you never met in life will become friends you love. Your heart will be bound to theirs forever." Isn't that beautiful? And I want to tell you, it will. Your heart, you will love, love, love those people because you will have found their stories. Now, our next one is I implement again. Now, what does that mean? Wendy Watson Nilsson invited us to make a sacrifice of time to the Lord by increasing the time you spend doing temple and family history work, and then watch what happens. It's amazing what happens when you spend the time doing it. She challenges us to do it 21 days in a row. Now, you guys, I know that sounds like a lot. I know. I've actually done this challenge a couple of times. The first 2 times I was teaching a family history class. And there I was up in front of the class, and I said the first time, Wendy Watson Nilsson wants us to do this challenge for 21 days. Who's up for it? And, the class members raised their hand, and I was all excited. And I got to about day 12, and I got busy because I was spending time doing research, and I was spending time doing all kinds of things with my regular life. Dishes and grocery shopping and running kids around and errands and reading and doing the scriptures and cleaning my house and working and making dinner for my anyway, the list just goes on and on and on of all the things that I was doing. So I got to about day 12 and I stopped. And I had to go and tell my class, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm not doing it anymore. And they were like, ha ha ha, we stopped doing it a long time ago too. So then the next time I was teaching a class, I said, guess what? There's this 21-day challenge. And I challenge you guys, let's start today and we're going to do this 21-day challenge. And I'm so excited about it. And then life happened for me again. And I got to about day, 14, and I stopped doing it. But the Lord taught me how to do this. And I'm so excited to share it with you to make it simple and easy, right? And you could do it quickly. All you have to do is, how do you easily implement the 21-day challenge? As our ancestors would say, wash, rinse, repeat. Start the process over with another person. Pick one ancestor a day. So the process I'm talking about, let me go back a couple slides, is this. Look at one photo and read one story. That's it. That's all you have to do it for 21 days. Okay, you ready for this? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If you do one ancestor every day, you'll have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 grandparents, and 16 great-great-grandparents. Guess what? That's 30 people. You have done 30 days of family history simply by reading a story and looking at a picture. And that's it. So I want to tell you guys, the Lord multiplies your time when you do this. And it's amazing what he does. So when I learned this and when I was taught this and when I started doing this, I was, my husband and I, we were getting ready to move. And we were going to start packing on Monday. So on Saturday, I was with some friends. The Saturday before Monday, I was with some friends and I wanted to talk to them about something. So we started talking about family history and I said, have you guys heard of the 21-day challenge? And they were like, no, tell us about this. So we started talking about it. And one of them said, we should totally do it for the next 21 days. And in my mind, I'm going, oh my gosh, no, I can't. I am starting to pack my house on Monday to move. We didn't know where we were moving to. We didn't know what was going on. We just knew that we were going to be moving. And very politely, I said, okay, I'll do it with you guys. And I thought, and we were going to start Sunday. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know what I've got myself into because I'm thinking I've done this twice already. It's not going to work for me. But then you guys, oh my gosh, the most amazing miracle happened. Total tender mercy. So the next morning, my niece texts me and Nicole says, hey, Diana, do you have any pictures of your grandparents when they were kids? And I was like, heck yes, I do. Because guess what? I had gone in Google Photos and I had tagged everybody and labeled people so I knew where the pictures were because all I had to do was search in Google Photos and it popped up with them. So I was like, yes, I do. So I downloaded some pictures of my grandpa and my grandma and I texted them back to her and I was like, check, family history done, because it was a checklist. And then I was like, wait a minute. If I do my mom, if I send pictures to my family, my parents and my siblings, then every day, or then if I send pictures of grandma today to my parents and siblings, then they can also participate in the 21 day challenge. And they also can get the blessings of 21 days of family history without having to do all the research. So Sunday, I sent them pictures of grandma. Check. And then I thought if I send them pictures of grandpa tomorrow, check, I'll have 2 days done of family history. So I did 2 days of family history. And then the next day, I sent them pictures of great grandma. And the next day, pictures of great grandpa. And every day, I would send them pictures or maybe a little story. It was like a little snippet, like something short enough you can text that someone can read really quickly and they can go about their day. And it was so fun to learn about all of these people and learn their stories. So then I got all the way to about day 18 or 19. And then I felt very strongly that the Lord talked to me and he said, Diana, if you continue to do this, everything will be blessed with your house. And about that same time, so between day 1 and day 21, we got our house painted, we got it carpeted, and we had it packed, and it was ready to be put up for sale in 3 weeks because the Lord multiplied my time. Now, did I only do 7 days during these, or 7 minutes during these days? No. There were days I did 2 hours of family history, and yet I was still able to do all that to get the things done that I needed to get done because He multiplied my time. Now, I got to about day 50 and I got to about day 19 or 18, right around there. And I felt very strongly the Lord say, if you continue to do this, I think I told you that. If you continue to do this, then everything will be blessed. So I continued doing it past 21 days. I ended up doing 56 days of family history. Mind blown. It was amazing. It was awesome. I totally loved it. And I love learning about all the people. So you ready for the next instruction of wash, rinse, repeat? Once you've finished your direct ancestors, those 30 people, move on to your great aunts, great uncles, and cousins, and keep it going until you've looked at all the people in the 4 generations. You'll have over 100 people to learn about. So once you get back, you start coming forward to all the cousins and the second cousins once removed, and the third cousins and the fourth cousins, and all the people until you've learned their stories. Now, as I started doing this, I found out that one of my dad's great uncles was a prisoner of war during World War I. And I asked my dad about that, if he knew that. And he's like, no, I had no idea. It is amazing the things you can learn about your people. Imagine the blessings of 100 days of family history work and temple work. Okay, L for our fast track. L is load photos and stories. Now, what does that mean? It means go to the memories and add your own memories. Write a story about that person. Write a story about yourself or your children. Add a photo of yourself or your children or your ancestors. Record audio and add a document. You do all these things for each of the people in your family tree that you learn about or that you know, especially your own stories. And don't forget to get information from your living relatives. Now, they say that once 2 generations has passed away, the stories fade too. So if the stories don't get written down or recorded or anything like that, then they're not there for the next generations. Now, the next one on our fast track family tree is Y, your family tree. Now, if I was doing this in a group setting, we would go do relatives around me. but I'm going to teach you to do it so that next time you're with people that are have the family tree app, you guys can find out how you're related to each other because it's so fun to find those cousins. I found out one of my best friends is my fourth cousin once removed. Her mom is my fourth cousin. And it was so fun to find that out, that we're that closely related, because you don't find that closely related a lot of the time. And sometimes you find out your husband is your 10th cousin, which mine is. So you're going to go on an iOS to the bottom, 3 dots, and on an Android to the top, 3 hamburgers. And you're going to go relatives around me, and you're going to scan for friends. And it'll ask you questions, and then you scan, and then it'll tell you who you're related to. So who can you find in your family tree? The first time I taught this, one of the ladies, Arlene is her name, she and we had done relatives around me before, and she said to me, I don't ever find anyone that's in my family tree. But when we did this together in my ward setting, she found cousins, and she was so excited to find that there are people in her family tree that are her relatives. So at the beginning, I told you, maybe promised you a little bit, that I would make family history easy to understand, teach you how to incorporate it into your daily routine, and show you where to start. What do you think now? Did I fulfill my promises? I sure hope so. So what's next? Well, for more ideas, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube at 7 Minute Family History. And if you go to my website, 7minutefamilyhistory.com, you can sign up for an email list where I send out tips and tricks of how to do your family history quickly and easily in 7 minutes or less. You guys, thanks so much for listening. I'm so excited. And if you guys want to email me and let me know how we're related, I would love to know that too. But or just let me know what your thoughts are on this and how you are fast tracking your family tree to learn their stories and get to know your ancestors. Cousins, I'm so excited for you to be on this journey with you. And that's all. Bye.